Most men imagine danger as something obvious: a raised voice, an angry face, a violent act. But the truth is, the most dangerous women don't come wrapped in fire. They come wrapped in comfort. They're kind at first. They listen. They make you feel safe, even chosen. And that illusion is exactly what destroys you, because you never see the slow bleed until it's too late. Think back for a moment. Have you ever met a woman who felt like a dream in the beginning? She laughed at your jokes. She told you she admired your strength, your ambition, the way you carry yourself. Maybe you thought, finally, someone who understands me. Weeks later, the cracks began to show. Little comments slipped in that made you doubt yourself. Sudden coldness replaced warmth. You started apologizing for things you didn't even do. One day you woke up and realized you weren't yourself anymore. That's the quiet destruction I'm talking about. And it's everywhere. Today, we're exposing the 5 types of dangerous women you must avoid, and the psychological traps they use that can destroy even the strongest man. This isn't about fear. It's about clarity. Because once you see these patterns, you can't unsee them. Here's what you need to know. A manipulator doesn't announce herself. She doesn't wear a warning label. Instead, she presents herself as everything you've ever wanted. She mirrors your values. She reflects your pain. If you've been lonely, she'll drown you in attention. If you've been hurt, she'll swear she's different. It feels like destiny, but it's really just calculation. Carl Jung said, "Until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life, and you will call it fate." That's exactly how these women work. They pull at the strings of your shadow, the hidden wounds you've never faced. Maybe it's your craving for validation. Maybe it's your fear of abandonment. Maybe it's your need to feel like the hero. She learns what you're missing, and she becomes it, at least for a while. And by the time you realize what's happening, you're already hooked. Number 1, the gaslighter. Let's start with the gaslighter. Imagine this. You remember her saying something last week. Maybe she promised she'd meet you at a certain time. Maybe she swore she respected your boundary. But today, when you bring it up, she looks you dead in the eye and says, "That never happened. You're remembering it wrong." At first you laugh it off, but then it happens again and again. Slowly, you start wondering if you're the one losing your mind. You replay conversations in your head, searching for proof. You even apologize just to keep the peace. That's the power of gaslighting. It doesn't just make you doubt her, it makes you doubt yourself. Once a man doubts his own memory, he's no longer standing on solid ground. He's leaning on her version of reality. And that's when she controls the story, and you become just a character in her script. Number 2, the chaos generator. Then there's the chaos generator. With her, the relationship is a roller coaster. One moment she's loving, affectionate, playful. The next she's distant, cold, or explosive over something small. You never know which version of her you're going to get. This isn't random, it's strategy. Chaos is addictive. When your emotions swing between hope and fear, affection and rejection, your brain floods with chemicals. You chase the high of her good moods while trying desperately to avoid the lows. Before you know it, you're not in love with her. You're addicted to the cycle. Here's the danger. Chaos becomes your new normal. You start believing that love is supposed to feel unstable, dramatic, intense. But it's not. That's not love. That's control. Number 3, the eternal victim. This one is easy to miss. The eternal victim is the woman who's never wrong, never responsible, always the victim of someone else's cruelty. Every ex she had was abusive. Every boss she worked for was toxic. Every mistake in the relationship is because of your insensitivity. And here's the trap. Because you're a decent man, you want to help. You want to protect her, comfort her, rescue her. You play the hero, but she doesn't actually want solutions. She wants a permanent savior, someone who will carry her emotional baggage forever. The longer you stay, the more you become her caretaker instead of her partner. And instead of building a life together, you're trapped inside her endless story of suffering. Number 4, the emotional parasite. Some women don't destroy you with chaos. They destroy you with hunger. The emotional parasite drains you slowly, day after day. Every conversation centers on her problems, her stress, her feelings. You become her therapist, her father, her punching bag, all in one. But when you finally need support, she's nowhere to be found. And the cruelest part? You don't notice the drain at first. You tell yourself you're just being a good partner. But weeks later, you feel exhausted, empty, like you've been pouring into a cup with no bottom. That's not love. That's emotional vampirism, and it will leave you hollow. Number 5, the boundary violator. Last is the boundary violator. At first, she seems passionate, attentive, deeply invested. But when you say no, she doesn't hear it. You tell her you need space, and she accidentally shows up. You say you're not comfortable with something, and she laughs it off. You try to draw a line, and she steps over it like it doesn't exist. At first, you excuse it. You tell yourself she just cares too much. But the truth is, she doesn't respect you. And the more you let it slide, the faster your boundaries crumble. Without boundaries, there's no self-respect. Without self-respect, you're not in control of your life. She is. Here's the real danger. The longer you stay with these women, the more you lose yourself. In the beginning, you were confident. You had dreams, goals, standards. But months in, you're walking on eggshells. You're filtering every word. You're second-guessing every decision. One day, you look in the mirror and you don't recognize the man staring back. Your strength is gone. Your fire is gone. You've become a shadow of yourself. That's the slow poison of manipulation. And it's worse than any obvious wound, because you don't even notice it's happening until it's too late. So how do you protect yourself? Not by building walls or swearing off women forever. That's fear disguised as wisdom. The real solution is inner work. First, face your shadow. If you don't confront your hidden wounds, they'll keep choosing partners for you. The woman who mirrors your loneliness will feel like destiny. The one who plays on your need for validation will feel irresistible. But it's not fate, it's your shadow pulling the strings. Second, individuation. That means becoming whole within yourself. Stop outsourcing your worth to someone else's approval. Stop needing a relationship to feel complete. When you're whole, manipulation loses its grip. Third, detachment. Learn to observe, not react. When she tries guilt-tripping you, you don't have to respond. When she creates chaos, you don't have to join. When she plays the victim, you don't have to fix her. Detachment is not coldness. It's freedom. It's the ability to stand on your own ground no matter what storm surrounds you. So remember this. Dangerous women don't destroy you with knives. They destroy you with doubts, with guilt, with slow erosion that makes you forget who you are. The 5 patterns are clear. The gaslighter who rewrites your reality. The chaos generator who keeps you addicted to drama. The eternal victim who traps you in her suffering. The emotional parasite who drains your strength. The boundary violator who erases your self-respect. If you recognize these signs, walk away. Not tomorrow, not next week, now. Because every day you stay is another piece of yourself you'll never get back. The world has good women, but you'll never find them if you're blind to the dangerous ones. If this spoke to you, subscribe to Stoic 95. Every week we reveal the hidden psychology that makes or breaks men. Because your mind is your strongest weapon, and here we sharpen it together.